Today I'm going to demonstrate how to use a food scale and show some of the inaccuracies between using cups and tablespoons versus the weight of an item on the scale. So first, just measure out a normal serving size of this granola, so it's 30 grams. So I'm just going to measure out into a bowl. Pretty simple here. Okay, perfect. So that's 30 grams. Another way that you can measure the food is if you don't want to get a bowl out, you can just measure it straight from the bag. So I'm gonna just put the item on the scale and I'm going to zero out the scale, and then I will go in and take however much out I want. So it's gonna show the negative value and you're just looking for the serving size. So great, that's about what I wanted. That's a really good way to utilize the scale if you're doing something like peanut butter or cream cheese, any sort of sauces or dressings. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to kind of just scoop it out versus putting it into a separate bowl. So this, I want half of a serving, so I'm gonna scoop out 16 grams, which is about half of a serving. Oh, see, I got too much, so I'm gonna put it back. And I need a little bit more. Perfect. So I'm right at 16. So that's an easier way to do peanut butter. Like I said, peanut butter, cream cheese, things like that. And then I'm gonna show a reason why it is more important to weigh the foods versus measuring out in like cups or tablespoons, things like that. So say I wanted a half a cup of tomatoes. So I could fill this however high I really wanted it to, and that's about half a cup of tomatoes. But in reality, the serving size for tomatoes is 60 grams. So really I want 60 grams of tomatoes, and we'll see the difference. So I'm gonna zero out the scale and I'm gonna measure out 60 grams. Okay, see, that's about 60 grams. So here I only have 4 tomatoes, and when I measured it in a half a cup, I had about 7 tomatoes. So that is why it's always gonna be most important to use a scale to weigh your foods versus measuring in cups and tablespoons and so on. You wanna look for a scale that has grams, ounces, milliliters, fluid ounces, and that kind of takes care of all the realms of like meat, dressings, liquids like milk that you'll need a scale for.